One day, I was playing Animal Jam. It was only a normal day, nothing going on. It was pretty happy. I had some good friends. But then it started. Other animals began pooling in certain areas. Anywhere that there was a water puddle where you could walk through, everyone was going there. Except me, because I didn't know what was going on, and it was scaring me. I learned that whenever something out of the ordinary happens, to stay away. But then I knew this was something serious that demanded my attention when my newest friend, the one and only Soul, also known as Celestial Poo on YouTube, came up to me. "What are you doing? You've gotta come! Someone's animal was just abducted!" she typed to me. "What? Abducted? How? I'm pretty sure someone's just pulling a prank," I typed back, since this day was April 1st. "It's not a prank. I saw it happen. From the waters in Coral Canyons, a black tentacle came out. It grabbed an innocent animal or player and took it below the water. That was an hour ago, and the player is still missing," she insisted. Now I was sort of scared. "Are you sure it's not Animal Jam just having an April Fool's on us?" I typed slowly, trying to calm myself down a bit. "I'm sure. I saw it with my own eyes," she said. I sat at the screen. I guess I had no choice to believe it. "Alright, where do you want me to go then?" I typed, sitting back in my chair and waiting for a reply. "Right to the source. We're going to the Coral Canyons water puddle," she typed, and disappeared from Jama Township over to Coral Canyons. I sighed and opened my map and went there too. I had some trouble getting there. It said it was full for about 5 minutes, and then someone left, and I could get in. When the area loaded, everyone was below me, sitting and staring at the water, talking to one another with fear in the words they used. Text boxes above almost every animal. I went to the other side just so I could see myself, or Soul. But she was nowhere to be seen. I groaned. Maybe it was just her who was pulling a big April Fool's prank on me. I clicked on the map to leave, but the map wouldn't open. I raised an eyebrow, and instead clicked on my den button. Nothing. I tried leaving from the points where one area was connected to another, but it wouldn't let me leave. Then there was a splashing sound from my headphones, and I turned back to the water. Soul was right. Out of the water came a slimy, pitch-black tentacle, a dark aura radiating from it. It swayed from side to side as the other players ran screaming for the water's edge. Then they noticed me, still there, unmoving. They shouted at me to run, to get out of the way, but I was too shocked to do anything. Just sat there, staring at the tentacle on my screen. Suddenly, the tentacle stopped swaying, and like a snake, the tip of it bent down as if it was looking at me, right into my animal's soul. And then one quick, sudden movement, it snapped forward and wrapped around my animal's waist. Then it lifted it into the air and slowly sank below the water's surface, pulling my animal down with it. The screen went black. It was black for a very long time, and I didn't know what to do. It wasn't logging me out, it was just black. Was I going to end up somewhere, or had the game crashed? The game answered me when I found myself in a dark room where I could only see my animal. It had been on the ground sleeping like it had been knocked out. The room suddenly lit up, and I stumbled back in my chair, holding my mouth. Before my eyes and my animal were dozens of test tubes full of dead bodies of players' animals. There were dead bodies on the floor, and the whole section of the animal's underbelly was sliced in half and emptied. There was no organs inside, just skin. I looked closer at the test tubes and noticed that all of their eyes torn off, leaving nothing but eye sockets. Their paws were stuck with needles, and the teeth of each animal were missing. I presumed that they were removed as well. This was horrifying. Who in their right mind would ever do this? I had my animal back away. I wanted to get out of here. I didn't want any of this. The one thing I wanted to know was who did this. Then I felt a tingle along my spine, like I knew someone was coming up behind me, or my animal. I squeezed my eyes shut and had my animal turn around. I didn't open my eyes, I just sat there, not wanting to move. Then I heard his voice. "Looks like someone ended up seeing something they shouldn't be seeing. I wonder why the phantom snake didn't bring you here dead." My eyes snapped open and I furiously typed and sent a message. "It's you! Oh my god, it's you! I should have known only someone like you would do this!" Standing tall before me was none other than the eyeless fox, still creepy as ever. He tilted his head to the side. He didn't know who I was. "You've seen me before?" "Yes!" I typed. "You destroyed my friend's account." I was so mad that the universe had the idiot notion that it was okay for me to meet this jerk. Someone was going to die here, and it wasn't going to be me. He grinned. Oh yes, I remember. She was the one who wanted to be my friend without the slightest hesitation. I growled. Why are you doing this? Skinning dead animals, taking out all of the internal stuff in the eyes? What is it with you and eyes? The eyeless fox laughed. The phantoms want to blend in. They need a good disguise, and what better disguise is to have an actual animal's look, he said matter-of-factly. I narrowed my eyes. This thing was going to bring Animal Jam down to its knees for the phantoms. But that doesn't answer my question. Wouldn't you need eyes for blending in? He laughed. How smart, but how dumb. The phantoms have eyes too, and they'll need to see. You better get ready when Animal Jam falls, because the planning was all mine, he said in a sing-song voice. Then he focused on my animal. Well, now that you know, I can't let you take this information to the world you belong in. I'm afraid that you'll have to die now. His eye sockets began to bleed, and his teeth and claws became red with blood. He grinned sickly, almost excited to kill. Oh, not this time. Not now. Not me, I typed, and suddenly I had no control over my animal. It started to move on its own, and it took an attack stance. You're going to try and fight me. I clap at your bravery, but laugh at your stupidity. Don't you know you can't kill what's not there? And suddenly his image flickered, and he was gone. I am nothing but an echo in the game's database, kept alive by the phantoms. I'm not really real. And then he reappeared behind my animal. I gaped, not sure of what to do. My animal was sure to lose. You're dead. And with that, he pounded my animal's muzzle with a clawed paw, sending my animal flying and sliding across the cave floor into a wall. The eyeless fox creeped up to it. This was unavoidable for you. Suddenly, the dead skins and corpses from animals on the floor began to twitch. Slowly, they all got up and stalked to where my animal was cornered, chanting, "One of us, one of us, one of us, one of us." I didn't understand what they meant. He said my animal was going to die. The phantom poison is seeping into your body. In a matter of moments, you will be one of us, he said. Oh, and since you'll be joining my job, you won't be needing those. With 2 swift moments of his pause, my animal's eyes were sliced right out of its head, and they dropped to the floor, surrounded by a pool of blood and some other fluid. I cringed and turned my head away from the screen, not wanting to see that. Then the eyes were collected by the dead skins, and they slinked away, back to their positions on the floor, but still whispering, "One of us, one of us." That continued for a few minutes, and then the screen faded black. It stayed black, and then, wham! A picture of my animal's face filled the whole screen. It looked so haunted. The eye sockets were bleeding and full of the veins of the eyes that had been connected to, and there was a low, haunting howl in the background, like it was staring right into my soul. Panicking, I turned off the computer, but it wouldn't. Nothing worked, and that picture stayed glued to the screen. It was stuck. There was no way to get rid of it. I couldn't do anything. I screamed. The top of my lungs, I screamed in terror. And then I realized my headphones were still in my ears. The low howling was gone. Just the picture remained, but then I heard it. One of us. And then the game, picture, and whole computer died. Just shut down. I found my hands shaking, and I whimpered, "No more." I fled to my room and never touched Animal Jam again. Hey guys, it's Pandora here, and I hope you joined Creepypasta. I had fun writing it. Of course, I actually did write it on April 1st, and I just got too lazy to read it to you. Also, Alice Fox reached 1,000 views yesterday. Awesome. So, I decided to release this one in honor of it. I don't know, how do you say it? I don't know, something. Yay. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. Hope it creeped you out. This is Pandora closing. Bye.